Good Sunday morning, friends and neighbors, and welcome to Real Estate Radio with Kelly Warren and Associates. Friends, this is where the Valley's favorite real estate agent comes to tell you everything you need to know about buying or selling your home. Now, here are your hosts this morning, Kelly Warren and Jim Warren.
Good morning and welcome to Real Estate Radio, where we talk about real estate right here in the Valley with Kelly Warren and Associates. I'm your host, Kelly Warren, and I'm in the studio this morning with my co-host and husband, Handsome Jim. I had to take a second to remember your name.
I'm not even going to reply to that anymore. I'm done.
Handsome Jim Warren. So you know what? When I listened to Dan do the intro for this, I'm still like a little kid, like, Dan Rivers is saying RNA. like this is still surreal to us that that we're doing a radio show and that that we've got our buddy Dan announcing us and everything. So
when we were younger, me and my brother, when we were like 15, thought we should be on the radio. We're flipping hilarious. Like we'd always sit together and crack each other up and just be so funny. But then I think now, like, people listen to the radio, they want to hear stuff. They don't want to hear me and my brother laugh for 20 minutes.
And instead, they get to listen to you and I.
They're lucky.
Thank you to all of our listeners. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening each week. We've had so many positive experiences with people approaching us and saying that they're listeners or calling in and listing their properties with us and things like that. So I'm real happy as we're approaching a couple of months run on this with how things have been going so far.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been really neat. I think it's neat how blessed we are to be able to experience this and do it. And these guys over here helping us run the show and stuff. And we are very lucky, and it's been really cool. So,
okay, fun stuff. So this morning's topic is, do you want to make any guesses, Jim?
No, I think it's fun when you surprise it.
You guys would not believe what I do to him.
We're literally on our way here, and I'm like, hey, what are we going to talk about today? She's like, I'm not telling you.
Sometimes I tell him, and then we have a whole conversation about it before we get in, and then he says everything that he wants to say about the topic to me, and then I feel like we have dry time on the air, like we've already talked about this. So I just was going to let it go today.
So it's all going to be fresh.
Right. So before we jump into it, let me tell you how you can contact us. If you have real estate questions or real estate needs, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, or if you just have a question about your property that you'd love to have answered, you can give us a call or a text at 330-717-2689. You could go online and visit us at kellysoldit.com.
That's my favorite, kellysoldit.com.
Okay, I knew he was going to repeat it. All right. So our topic for today is home amenities, or housing amenities, real estate amenities. So
like swimming pools?
Yes, so like swimming pools. Okay, so an amenity is
like a fireplace?
Anything that is considered a benefit to a property that thereby increases its value. Okay. So some homes would have their own house amenity, like a swimming pool. You could even say fireplace or Wi-Fi or something like that,
But hold on, Wi-Fi doesn't come with
I know, but when you check into a hotel, like online and you're booking a hotel, it says amenities and it's like Wi-Fi and free breakfast. So that would be...
Wait, can I buy a house with free breakfast?
You have to hire Handsome Jim to come cook every morning.
Handsome Jim wants to hire someone to cook him breakfast every morning.
So those are types of lodging amenities for when you're staying somewhere other than your own home. When you're living in a single-family home, then something like maybe a park nearby, things like that would be an amenity.
Okay, cool.
And then, of course, I wanted to talk a little bit as we get into the subject on housing communities and developments and condo developments that have like a community clubhouse and pool and things like that, a workout room or something that would be an amenity.
Those are cool. I like that stuff.
Okay, so you're with me here. You follow me where we're going with this.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
Okay, so... I can't. All right. So, sorry, this microphone's not in the right place for me. All right. So, we're going to go first. Let's do single family residential home. So, kind of like what would you do as an improvement to a home to increase amenities and your lifestyle of living there? What would be a value add for your lifestyle and for when you go to sell the property? So that's the line that I was thinking first. So there's some talk about, you know, a swimming pool? Is that a plus or a negative in terms of value and desirability in a house?
Well, to increase a swimming or to put in a swimming pool costs money. So it does cost money, but it's only desirable to someone who wants a swimming pool because they can be a lot of work if you're not willing to maintain it.
Right. So it's been my experience showing houses and selling houses, and I don't have any
Actual numbers?
Yes,
Statistics?
Statistical data. Let's pretend I didn't say all that. Statistical data. I don't have any statistical data to back this up. But
just your experience.
Yes, in my experience, swimming pools are about 50-50 with people. You've got somebody who really wants one and would love to have one, and you've got people who just have no interest whatsoever at all in having a swimming pool. Right. So if the house has one and it's maybe an above-ground swimming pool that's easy enough for somebody to take out, they would still look at it. But if it's got an in-ground pool or, an addition with an enclosed pool or something, that's not going to be the house for them if they really don't want a swimming pool.
Yeah. Well, what happens is it winds up getting way more expensive once you have those bigger pools to remove it. So
yeah.
I remember...
Or even if you're leaving it, the maintenance costs are high.
I remember you sold a house maybe 10 years ago where the kids were buying it off their parents, and they now had small children, and it was an in-ground pool, and they didn't want it, so they had it cemented in.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
So, yeah, stuff like that. So it can add value to the right buyer. It can also lower value to another buyer.
Right.
So,
okay. So community and developmental, I'm just making up words this morning. Developmental, that's not a housing word. That's
that's for a whole nother subject.
Okay. So community and development plan amenities. We're going to go with that. So let's talk about what's around your house that can be considered an amenity. So we talked about if there's a nearby park.
Right.
So other things nearby, attractions, restaurants, churches. Right. I would even say proximity to highways and freeways. Not that that's an enjoyment amenity, but if your travel time to work is 10 or 15 minutes less,
right,
then you get to enjoy your life more.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different things that can be important to people, and everybody's different. Like what everybody wants is different. Heck, if you lived in Cleveland, do you want to be by the football stadium? Do you want to be by the baseball stadium? If you live in Pittsburgh, do you want to be by those things? So it's not just parks. It's anything, like you said, restaurants, things of that nature, movie theaters, the mall. Everybody wants to do stuff.
Yes, and some people want to do nothing. So to some people, like we said, with swimming pools being 50-50, I don't know the statistical data on on the amenities of recreation, but if you're by, say, the Cleveland Indians Stadium, that's not everybody's dream to live downtown, right, near a live sporting arena where you've got traffic and noise and bright lights late at night and things like that. We live by cornfields. And so I'm sure that's not everybody's dream either, but just whatever your lifestyle is, that's something that I love about real estate and about home is that you create the life that you want in the space that you want. So to purchase a home that has the amenities nearby that you would love for your life.
Well, yeah, so that's like with the swimming pool. So if you're going to put in a swimming pool, make sure you're going to be there to enjoy it, because that's where the money's worth spending. If you're adding a swimming pool to increase the value of your home, that's not worth it. Like, you're not going to always get that value back. Where if you're going to live there and you're going to enjoy that swimming pool, that's all that really matters in that aspect, in my opinion.
Okay, so what about the lot premiums when you are purchasing a property on a golf course or on water and you have the higher premium for the side that is actually the golf course or the water in your backyard rather than across the street or in the neighborhood? So being that there is a lot premium, that is a more desirable lot, they're going to charge you more for that. So that amenity for the right buyer is certainly a value add.
Right. So again, I remember a time I was working with a buyer and we were looking at condos, and in the greater Youngstown area, we don't have oceans, we don't have a lot of things like that in the condo neighborhoods to be like, oh, that's awesome, I need that condo. Where him and I were looking at condos, and we looked at one on a golf course, and I think what sold him was, you don't get that view everywhere in the greater Youngstown area, and he really liked it.
Right.
So we do have things like that around here. It just depends on, we also have things that don't have that. So
yes, I have a buyer right now that specifically would love to be on a golf course. I showed them a villa this week that the backyard is the golf course. While we were there, a couple of different people came by and did their golf on the course.
You're so funny.
You can tell that I'm an avid golfer.
Right. Well, the funny thing is, I do golf, and I'm usually in their backyards when I'm golfing because my ball doesn't go the way it's supposed to.
So I don't know that I would love that. But so from that house, you had from your kitchen, from your great room, from your master bedroom, you had the views of the golf course. They did have, which I liked, some room darkening shades that, would also give you that privacy if you didn't want to be looking at the golfers that day, or if you were watching a movie or something.
Well, I would be worried for the golfers, like if, I'm getting dressed for the day, they don't want to see me. So.
I mean, there's doors and bathrooms and other things, but okay. Yes. So that benefit. And then, like you had talked about, the view was really stunning, as you're standing there from the back porch. You don't have a neighbor directly behind you. You've got wide open spaces, very well cared for land behind you. And then from across the rest of the golf course, then you can see other homes and backyards back there. So it was really pretty. And if golf's your thing, and if there's a certain course or a certain neighborhood you like, and then even some of those go above and beyond and have additional amenities like the clubhouse and the pools and those sort of things. So if amenities are what you're looking for, I would consider a golf course. So what about a water, like the properties that we did as our home picks of the week last week, where we're talking about Lake Milton properties? So then not just is your amenity the water, but the recreational water sports, the fishing and boating that come along with it.
Correct.
And several of those had dock rights too. So that dock right is a big amenity.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Those are all very nice too, because then you have the ability it's nice to be able to do something other than to just live in your house. Like if you like fishing and you can go cast a line, like some people really get into that. If you like to go boating and go sit on the water, or even, take a little canoe and just float out there, like some people really get into that kind of stuff. So it just really depends on, what you're looking for as a buyer and how it's going to, help you. So.
Right. So, and then different communities like that, like if you've got a water lot and a dock and things like that in Lake Milton, or even if you've just got a standard home where you've got maybe a view of the water or you're a couple blocks off of the water, but the community as a whole offers, like Craig Beach is out there, and there's different activities. There's fireworks over the summer. There's fishing. There's just the whole community has that feel of an amenity, Yeah. And there are lots of public parks and everything as well.
Yeah.
So if you're just tuning in this morning, you're listening to Kelly Warren and Associates, where we're talking about real estate radio right here in our valley. And if you've got questions about real estate or amenities to your homes, or if you're thinking about adding or changing something at your home and you want our opinion of whether that's going to add value or not, be sure to give us a call or a text at 330-717-2689 or online at kellysoldit.com. You can also ask those questions via our email, which is askkelly@kellysoldit.com. I am going to move into our home picks of the week. I have a couple of houses in mind for us here.
Good. This is exciting.
Why is this exciting?
Those
for you?
ones I like to know way before this show starts, and you didn't tell me nothing this week.
Hold on, I can't make this Wi-Fi work. I'm going to tell you about 146 Smithfield. This is in Struthers, and the reason that I picked this one for amenity today is because its backyard literally has the Struthers Park right in the backyard. So park property directly behind it. So if you've got young children, it's close proximity to schools and things like that. It's walking distance, but also directly you walk off of your property and into that property is the park. So huge amenity right there.
So when I was growing up in high school, we lived a block from Shenley Park, and I absolutely loved having that park there.
Yes.
We would go down, we would hit golf balls, me and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't the only ones in the neighborhood, but everybody would. Like, that park was so big that we could practice our golf swing. It had basketball courts, so we could go play basketball. It had swings and stuff for, my little sister and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lot of fun at the park.
Sure. Similar amenities right here. So you've got baseball fields. Look, I've got an aerial view because we're computerized today. So literally from the back of the house, the baseball field, the playground, the park area. So fantastic amenity for that. If you're asking me, I've got kids, and so I think that's a great thing. This house, 146 Smithfield and Struthers, is about 1,500 square feet. It was just reduced. It's 109. It's only been on the market for less than a month. And it is a 3-bedroom Cape Cod. It sits on 3 lots, so that's another amenity, is more land than the regular traditional house in that area. And it has an additional garage, so it's got 2 garages, which if you're a car enthusiast or if you work from home, that's another great amenity. Yeah. So you can't beat that. We'll do one more home pick of the week when we get back from break. We're going to take a quick break in a second here. Thank you again for tuning in. If you're thinking about buying or selling this spring, we'd love to be the first place that you turn. You can reach us at 330-717-2689 or online at kellysoldit.com.
kellysoldit.com.
We'll be right back after this break.
Hey, if you need to sell your home without all the headaches most people experience, hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that after years of buying, selling, investing millions of dollars in real estate, that all real estate agents do not operate the same way. Now, what makes the difference between a home selling fast and for top dollar and one that sits on the market for months and doesn't even sell at all? Well, you have a great American right in your backyard that I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Kelly Warren with Kelly Warren and Associates Real Estate Solutions. She services the entire Mahoning Valley, attracts hundreds of buyers every week, and sells an average 3 homes every week. Kelly spends thousands of dollars every month and creates demand for your home, which makes it sell faster and for more money. Don't play games with your home. Call Kelly at 330-717-2689. That's 330-717-2689 or online at kellysoldit.com. That's kellysoldit.com.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio with Kelly Warren and Associates, where we're talking about local real estate right here in our valley. I'm Kelly Warren, and we are talking this week about home amenities. So we've been going through a couple of home properties, just one listing so far, that has some great amenities. And we've been talking about different amenities that homes provide and ways that can enhance your living. So Big Jim, Handsome Jim, that's the name, Handsome Jim. Let's have you carry on with our next home pick of the week.
I like Big Jim better. Okay. This one this week is 5667 Cider Mill Crossing in Austintown.
Okay.
I said meal, not
Cider Mill.
Mill.
Cider Mill.
Yeah.
I think that's a cute street name.
Yeah. That's my West Virginia coming out.
Yes. Jim says crick instead of creek.
It is a crick.
Although I messed up every word today, so I'm just going to sit back. Tell us about Cider Mill.
So this one is a beautiful home. This is 3 bedrooms, 3 baths in that development right there. It's basically just a circle. That's a nice little place there.
Well, so that's another amenity on its own. It is one way in and one way out. The whole neighborhood is just the one circle. So if you've got little kids or if you have a little dog that you like to take on short walks to just be able to do your circle and not have to worry about cut through traffic or people that don't belong there coming into the neighborhood, there's nowhere to go. They literally, the whole thing is Cider Mill and then they're done.
Yeah.
So that's a plus on its own.
Yeah, so that's nice. This is actually priced to sell at $188,900. That is a good deal.
It is. Brand new listing.
Yeah, brand new on the market. It has a total of 2,600 square feet. They're counting a finished basement, correct?
Yes, that's the reason you're talking about this one, because that's the amenity I wanted to go to next.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, this is a good one. It's a brand new on the market.
3 bedrooms,
Austintown.
2.5 baths, full basement, 2-car attached garage, large backyard because it's on the bend, so the yard widens in the back.
So it's like a pie shape. Small
Yes.
front, big back.
Yes. And then it has, there's a church behind it, so you don't have a neighbor directly behind you. Nice. I kind of like that too as an amenity.
Yeah, because then you're like, the neighbors aren't throwing a party or something out there.
Right. You've got some privacy. You can do what you'd like in your yard most of the time.
Once a
right.
week, the owners are only there on Sundays.
Correct. Okay, so finished basements as a home amenity. The pros and cons of doing that. I don't really see any cons. For a buyer that doesn't need the additional space, who would be buying the home, they can still use it as storage or not use it. So there's no negative impact of having, where we talked about pools, if somebody really doesn't want one, then there's an expense and things like that for something that you don't want.
Right.
Where the basement, if you don't want it, you just don't use it, don't go down there. So the pros of a finished basement, though, it does provide additional living space.
Right.
You can use it as home office, gym, theater, family room, additional bedroom spaces, room for company or college-age children, or whatever you've got going on in your life that you need the additional space for. These finished basements provide that. We're very fortunate to be in Northeast Ohio to have that space, because different parts of the countries don't have that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a handful of homes around town that don't have basements, but there are places across the country where you're not allowed to have basements. Mm-hmm. So it is cool that we have that, because it helps with a lot of different things. It gives us a place to put our hot water tanks and our heaters and stuff like that.
So that they're not taking up space on your main living floor.
Yeah, or in your attic or something like that.
Easier access than in your attic. Correct. Okay, so that house on Cider Mill was $188,900, and you can find the house on Cider Mill or Smithfield or any of our properties online at kellysoldit.com. If you're interested in viewing either of these properties, you can give us a call or a text at 330-717-2689. Schedule a showing for these properties or anything. We'd love to help you out. So we are going to talk about some additional amenities. So what else? One amenity that we haven't mentioned yet, and for our area, this is huge because it touches so many of our communities, is Mill Creek Park.
Yeah, that's actually a very nice amenity that we have in the valley. Regardless of where you live, like it spreads so far across the community, across Mahoney County, that it's nice.
Well, it's huge. It offers so many things, many of them free. There are a couple of, if you want to go to short holes or paddle boats or whatever, where you have a nominal fee. But to just be able to go walk in the park or to have that scenery, and different parts of town, different cities and communities all touch the park in different places. Plus, we've got that extensive hike and bike trail that goes throughout different communities.
Yeah.
So easy access to that. Our listing that we have on Vernet that's available right now, that's on our website if you're interested. I won't go into another home pick of the week, but there's a little plug. That property literally backs right up to the hike and bike trail, so you can hop right on it from your home rather than having to take a car and park somewhere to get on. So it's another great feature. If you've got your backyard to the park, just like we talked about, if it was against water or a golf course, that's another huge benefit, not having a neighbor behind you and having some peaceful scenery and things like that. So
I agree. So the other thing, what about fireplaces? So we didn't really talk about fireplaces.
So indoor amenities such as having a fireplace, I don't see too many negatives to those either, because people that don't want a fireplace, if you just, closed up the top, if it was a wood burning fireplace and didn't use it, or if it was a gas fireplace, you just don't turn it on. But still, you've got that mantle for your Christmas decorations. You've got a little space to put, some blankets and some cozy stuff out in front of it. It's a nice focal point in a home and in a room. And if you do love to have a fire inside, it gives that warm, cozy atmosphere where it really does light up a room and give you some nice ambiance.
Yeah. I'm definitely a fireplace guy.
I know you are. You're always. So something else that I had been reading about was environmental amenities.
What is that?
Right? I see Jim's face line up like, tell me more. Would you believe that access to clean water and clean air It's an environmental amenity.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't, I mean, we're in Ohio. We're amidst, country air. Like, even if you're on 224 in Boardman, I mean, we're still not like New York City air, you know? Yeah. So we have the access to clean air and bright skies and things like that all around us. But if you're coming from a big city, or if you're coming from bumper to bumper traffic like LA or New York, Ohio itself, that access to clean air and clean water and low traffic, the environmental amenities of our community, I think is a nice perk.
It is. I like it here.
They say it reduces adverse health effects for residents, and it increases our economic welfare.
I kind of counteract that with cheeseburgers, so...
Clean water, clean air, and McDonald's. That's Jim's.
Sorry, I know that's important to some people. I'm just not good when it comes to healthy diets. I try so hard.
I can't.
It's not my fault. We live in the valley. Like, we have great pizza. We have great Italian restaurants. We have so much great stuff here that
we really do. We're very fortunate. Okay, another popular amenity these days is the man cave and or a home theater room or a movie room, which can be together, or you can have a man cave and a movie room if you're all that.
Well, you could put them in one room. You could have a share room in the basement.
So it could be a basement. It could be a family room on the first floor. It could be a den. I've even seen people that had an attached garage that they've converted into additional living space, and then either didn't have a garage or built on a second detached garage structure. And then that living space that they've converted, they've used as a man cave or things like that. Yeah. Your uncle had that place out in North Bloomfield where he had built his own garage man cave.
Need to keep the family out of the way.
Right. So he built an extra, he had some acreage and was out in the country and built an extra garage for his old cars. That was a hobby of his. Mm-hmm. And he had a pool table and a bar and everything in this garage. It was the place to be. Yeah. So there's an amenity. So go create your own if your house doesn't have them. Or if your house doesn't have one and you don't want to put the time and energy into creating your own in your own home, and maybe it's time to move. So you could give us a call or a text, and we'd be happy to show you a new home that has the amenities that you want. Give you a little change of pace.
And sell your current one.
Right. Make life simple, show you what you've been missing, because home should be a place that you love to be at and that has the amenities that you love most in life. Whether that's golf or water or park or man cave or clean air and no cheeseburgers. Somebody that cooks your breakfast.
What if I can get a house with extra cheeseburgers? Can I do that?
Probably. The one that cooks your breakfast and has free Wi-Fi.
Yes, I'm selling
Jim's
my house
moving
right
to the
now.
Holiday Inn.
Yeah, they'll have cheeseburgers.
They would for like $14 a piece, and they won't be amazing.
I know. I'll have to go up and down 224 to get new cheeseburgers.
If your home has some really great amenities and you don't need to use them anymore and you're looking to downsize, we'd also love to help you with that and help a new family get in there to show you to be able to enjoy those amenities and to give the home some new life. So if you're thinking about buying or selling this spring, we'd love to help you out with that. Buying and selling homes is what we do best. We're the top at marketing in the area, and we'd love to tell you what your home is worth, how long it should take to market it, what we do as far as marketing and advertising to get your home sold quickly and for top dollar. And to do all that, I'd love it if you give me a call or a text at 330-717-2689, or you can always go online to
KellySoldIt.com.
That's KellySoldIt.com. Thanks for tuning in this morning.
If you're thinking about selling your home, call the only agent to trust, Kelly Warren. Kelly guarantees to sell your home or she'll buy it. Call 330-717-2689 or go to KellySoldIt.com. Join Kelly for Real Estate Radio every Sunday at 8 on 570 WKBN.